Okay, today is Monday, February 3rd, and today I learned to trust the process. And that's very basic, but it's kind of just the thing that I kept on hearing and I kept on learning through every single thing that I was doing today. So like at the very beginning of the day when I was reading my Bible, I read like 3 different passages, and they were all pointing to basically just trusting the process, like trusting in God's plan, right? And then I was reading this book, and like the chapter that I was reading was about like trusting God's plan and that He has a plan for you, even though it may not seem like it's helpful for you, it is helpful for you, and He has like set that out for you, and so you need to trust in that. So in my Bible reading, like throughout the whole thing, and this was all just by chance. Like the whole thing was just saying like trust in God's plan, trust in the Lord, and like trust the process, because He has a plan for you, right? And then just earlier tonight, I had a softball lesson, and it was just a really good lesson. I was just doing a lot better than I usually do, and it made me realize like it was just very encouraging because it's shown that the work that I have put on is actually paying off right now. Because I've been working pretty hard. Like I've been like working out and like trying to just improve every single day, right? And ever since I started, I guess like maybe 6 months ago when I started getting more serious with my softball, ever since then, like I look at where I was then and where I am now, and it's just the improvement is crazy. And I never really thought about that, and I never really realized that until today, because today I was just crushing it. And I was like, I haven't felt this before, but it's because of the work that I was putting in. And it's just very encouraging. It's just reminded me to trust the process, right? If you put in the work, then you will get the results. Now, the work you put in has to be quality, right? I was talking about this with my hitting coach. It like just because you do something a lot doesn't mean that it's gonna be good. Now, I do think that quantity produces quality, but I think that quantity produces quality if you're actually learning from each thing and actually like trying to improve on the next one, right? So if you just do the same thing over and over and over again, then that's not gonna produce quality, right? You have to adjust and like slowly refine your process. But just having a quality process and just putting your head down and working at it really hard is so important. And that's what I've been doing. Like I remember I made a video about it, and I was talking about I just need to put my head down and work. And I've been doing that, and now I'm looking up and I'm seeing how far I've gone, right? I was just like, today, because I had this lesson, I was just crushing. I was like, this is what happens when you put the work in. Yeah. So just kind of it wasn't just those 2 things, kind of just throughout the day, I was just learning to trust the process. Trust in God's plan for you, and trust your own process of work on whatever thing you're trying to work at, right? Like even in school, right? There's this, I'm trying to refine my study system, right? And even though it may seem like right now, why am I doing this thing? It's like taking longer, and it like doesn't seem beneficial, but I know that like when I actually take my test or whatever, then I'm gonna, like I have to trust the process and actually just do the quality work in order for me to get quality results, right? So it's kind of like if you do everything right, if you do something a lot, you get the quantity, you get those reps in, but along that you're trying to improve upon the previous rep, right? So like with these videos, I'm trying to improve upon the last video each time. And you can see, like, if you go watch my first videos, they're really bad. And you can see, like, how far I've come since then, right? So if you have the quantity and you're improving each time, then that will produce quality work, right? I would say this is more quality work than my videos from a year ago, right? Or with my softball, I've been putting in the reps, I've been working out, I've been improving my swing, I've been doing all these things every day, right? I've been putting in those reps, and that has produced a quality swing, that has produced quality work, right? And then from that, right, through that, you're trusting the process, right? And then through that, you'll get quality results, right? So it's kind of just the same thing. Like I have these quality relatively, it's quality relative to what the previous quality was, right? So I have this quality and I'm getting quality results, right? I almost have 1,700 subscribers. That's a lot of people. If I had 1,700 people in a room, that is a lot of people. And I'm just talking, right? Yeah. So I'm getting those quality results. And then like with my softball, right? I'm putting in the work every day, which is producing the quality, which gets quality results. So now I'm looking up and I'm realizing like, hopefully there's hope that I can make the team that I want to make. And like my coach has said, like there's a pretty good chance that you'll make the team. Whereas maybe 6 months ago, I don't think I could have, right? So I'm producing those quality results. And even though I haven't made it yet, if I believe that if I continue to trust the process, if I continue to keep working hard every single day and with those quality reps, right, trying to make the next one better than the last one, if I continue to do that, even if it's not a timeline that I think it's going to be at, I do think that I will get those quality results, right? That hopefully I can make that team, or I can, get however many subscribers, I can do whatever, right? But the hardest part is that you don't know the timeline. You don't know how long to trust the process for. You kind of just have to wait. Because I know that like some people with their YouTube channels, they will do YouTube for like 5 years, or even like I'm pretty sure there's people who've done YouTube for 10 years without seeing any serious results. And then they'll all of a sudden blow up. Like that is a lot of waiting. That is a lot of trusting the process, right? Thankfully for me, like in less than a year, I was able to get 1,000 subscribers. So I think I, in a way, got lucky. And obviously 1,000 subscribers is not like the one milestone, right? There's obviously more milestones after that. But in terms of growth, right, I was able to get that in less than a year. But like I said, the problem is that we don't know the timeline. We don't know if it's going to take you a year to get 1,000 subscribers. I don't know if it's going to take me 5 years to get 1,000 subscribers, right? I was kind of just doing it, trusting the process, putting my head down and working, getting those quality reps in. And like with my softball, I don't know if I'll make the team this year, right? But maybe next year, or maybe the year after I could make the team, right? So I don't know the timeline. And I think that's where trusting in God is helpful. I mean, that trusting in God is helpful in anything. But especially because we don't know the timeline of things, it can get very discouraging because we're trying to trust the process, but then we see like maybe we're not actually seeing improvements, right? And we haven't been getting the results, right? So we're like getting discouraged. Like even today when I was working out, I was just looking at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I should be bigger than this. I should be stronger than this, right? But then like at my hitting lesson, I was strong and like I had the strength that I've been working at in my workouts to do what I needed to do, right? So a lot of times on the outside, it may seem like you're not actually making progress, but you actually are. And you just have to, like I said, you have to trust the process. You also have to be in a good environment. I think being in a bad environment will hinder your progress, but also hinder your results and just kind of make you blind to your results, if that makes sense. To kind of recap, you have a lot of reps. You have the quantity of reps and you're trying to improve the next one upon the last one, and that produces a quality structure, that it produces a quality process, right? And then that quality process will lead you to quality results, but you have to be in the right environment in order to do all of those things. And I think trying to build that environment, the right environment for you, specifically you, is a very helpful thing to do, right? But then, like I said, the hard part is just that we don't know the timeline. We don't know what the gap is between your quality work and the quality results. We don't know how big that gap is, and you just have to trust the process. And I'm a Christian, so I have to trust God in that, right? I have to trust that his plan is better for me than my plan, right? His plan is probably different from my plan. And I have to understand that that's better. I just have to trust in that, right? And it's hard. It's hard to do things without seeing results. It's hard to trust in what you can't see. But if you really believe that you should be trusting that thing for whatever reason, like I believe that I should be trusting in God, right? I should have faith in him. If you're trusting something, like there's got to be a reason why you're trusting that thing, right? If you're trusting the process, then that means that eventually you believe that it's going to work. So you just have to trust it. And like I said, it's hard, especially because we don't know the timeline, but it'll get you there at some point. So, yeah. Have faith in God, trust in him, trust in his plan for you, because it is better than your plan. And although your plans may align, but most of the times they don't align. And you just have to trust in that, even though you can't see why it's better. You just have to trust in that. And that's written all over in the Bible. All over. So, yeah. That's what I learned today. Trust in God and trust in your process. Now, one last thing that I just thought of. Your process has to be good. You can't trust a bad process. Like I said, you can have lots of quantity. If you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again, then that's not going to get you quality, right? It has to be adaptable. It has to be, you have to be adjusting yourself according to your needs, and you have to be improving upon the last rep as much as possible, right? Now, obviously, it's not just going to be a linear line, right? It's going to be up and down, but you want that net positive, right? So, that's what I learned today. If you found this helpful, then I'd love a like and a comment. If you want to get discussion posts with diagrams, like I draw these kinds of things out to kind of consolidate my thoughts on them, as well as a community chat where you guys can share what you learned today, then you can join my Patreon. There's a free and paid version, but that's chill. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. This video is specifically recommended for you, so if you find that interesting, then definitely click on it. You can subscribe in that corner, and if you subscribe, I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye.